yeah, I finally got around to setting up this little 4-foot. I did have it on the other cabinet, but it was overlapping, so I didn't feel too happy about it. So I just it's on an oak table now, so I'm not really too worried about the weight. So the only problem I've got is I've had to leave this little 2-footer in front of it. These are getting upgraded into another tank very shortly. Well, they were, but seeing as they're going to be getting sold now, so there's not much point in me moving them. It keeps the cost down as well, where in RO, in a smaller tank. But yeah, a little hydro stream in there, where the bean eye just helps, you know what I mean, keep the water perfect. As you can see, the room's getting a bit hot at the minute, but that's nothing, so to speak. They can't see, I've had to keep the lights down, but it's actually 30 degrees on my big pair of bean eye. I've got the light off to keep the temperature down, but I mean it's only LEDs, but still it does do some heat. Things like the extra pumps in there, like I've got a wave maker going in there, just because of the fact where the temperature rises, the oxygen levels deplete quicker, so I thought I'd rather have it in there. Cubans. I've pulled some of them. Again, I've got orders for the Cubans. There's one fish that people just don't seem to, you know what I mean, get tired of. That was where I just had that little 4-foot, but because it overlapped, this is a 40-inch stand. I thought, nah. So that 40-inch tank from the bedroom is going to be coming out here and going on this. Again, another grow out tank. At the minute I'm in the process of growing out a lot of fry, because like I said, I finally got a couple of orders from some shops. Well, some orders from a couple of shops, should I say. Only for smaller numbers, but it's a start. Got the flabs here. I took the Eliotti out just because of the fact they're way too peaceful of a cichlid to go in with things like flavs and Cubans and that. It was alright with the flavs when they were just much smaller fry, but now they're getting a lot more boisterous. It's not really fair on them. I mean, I've actually got the Elliot in there with the little RTM grow outs, and I mean they are little. They're like 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches, the bigger ones. Yeah, I've got the tanks that the RTM are in now. I've got the Eliottis growing out in. I've got Cubans growing out in the other small little tank. As soon as these go, I've kept 8 of them for myself, and I'm selling 20. So yeah, I'll be growing out 8 of them. But I've got another catch location of the bean eye. I'm just waiting for them so you can actually see what they are before I do a video on them. They weren't ones that are bred by me or anything, I bought them, but yeah, I'm quite happy with this. It was my first ever tank I got as a kid. Clear seal. I've had to put the lid off of a jewel on it with the light that comes in it, because I'm not going to bother start doing all fancy LEDs on a grow out tank. Same way I've just put a cheap light on this one now. It's actually the proper Fluvala Sarka light, but yeah, as I said, these are just tanks for growing out. Some spares in there. Like I said, I've got quite a few Cubans at the minute, adults and fry. I've got a couple of different bloodlines of Cuban now. So I've got my original ones with the superb genetics, and I've also got the one in the other tank that I've done a video of just before this one. That's the new genetics. And it came from all the way up in the northeast, so I'm hoping it is different genetics. It might not be. I don't think the gene pool's that great for these. Any of them cichlids that come from like Haiti and the Dominican and that. But yeah, these are the best divers I've found out of all the fish I've used. I've used tinfoil barbs, loads of different types of barbs in the end. The red hook silver dollars, because they're quite aggressive anyway. Well, I wouldn't say aggressive, but they're boisterous. But whereas all the other ones seem to be quite timid. But yeah, the Cuban is great fun herding them around into, you know what I mean, like a sheepdog. But yeah, as I said, at the minute I'm just concentrating on growing fish out, because it was a bit of a, you know what I mean, a no-go at one, well, up until now with everything up reopening again. So like people weren't making the orders for the fish if they can't sell them. So I've got a hefty old bit of bogwood in there as well. Down that end. Yeah, I've just got a little fluval filter in there, canister filter. Like I said, the bio load's so low in there. I think the tank's only like 140 litres. It's 48 by 12 by 15, so it's not really good for anything other than things like Elliotty and growing fish out. But yeah, the RTMs, I was quite surprised how quick they grew in that little tank. But yeah, they're ravenous. Not quite as bad as the flavs, but amps I've got to be the most greedy. Oscars and amps have to be the most greedy cichlids there is. But yeah, so I can't really show you the adult being on, just due to the fact that yeah, the light's off in there. I've got the RTM pair in there, I've got the sand in there now. So yeah, 4 foot was no good for a marine tank for me, so I've turned this into a cichlid tank instead. I've got like 4 litres of that JBL media in there. Again, max spec media in the reactor, and a decent amount of Pophos pattern nitrates out of the water, EIM, UV. It was basically all the smaller equipment that I was using for the marine that was not going to be any good for the size I want as a marine. But yeah, that's about it really. But this, the RTM, I was going to put the bean eye out here, but I'm not going to bother moving them, like I said, until they go into their proper tank. So when I set that up, then they'll be moved. But I've had to put a screen on the top just to keep condensation down where the temperature's higher than when I had this as a marine. I was I was thinking I'm gonna have to upgrade my chiller because it's not going to be big enough for the new marine. But yeah, it's turned out alright as it goes. It's not a bad footprint for smaller fish, like pairs like this sort of size, the RTMs. Male's about 10, 11 inch, female's probably about 6. But it's 4 foot by 2 foot front to back, so it's actually a decent footprint. Yeah, I've got the tri-spec light on there, LED. Actually really good lights. These way better than the Fluval Aqua Sky. I mean, I've got both, and this is, I think this is way better.